Hello and welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Redline Report. I'm your host, Reagan Payne. Today in Freight Findings, we're talking about mini bids and how to best utilize them for your company. For Recruiting Roundup, I hopped on the phone with Danica Long to find out some of her best practices. In newsworthy nods, trucking companies are using their resources to ensure drivers and employees get their COVID-19 vaccines. Back to Freight Findings, traditional annual contracts work well if the market does not change much. However, in this industry, that rarely happens. When a big market shift occurs, companies typically fall back onto spot rates. This can be very costly and is why mini bids are gaining popularity. The way to handle this is to segment your network by unstable and stable. Pay close attention to rejection rates and what's going to spot. Begin to strategically attack the areas that are not stable and pay close attention to seasonal factors and instability for your best use of mini bids. In Recruiting Roundup, Danica Long from Rail Transport clued me in on some of the things that work best for her and her company. Her background in retention gives her an edge in recruiting and knows that drivers long for a personal relationship with their recruiter, and thus their company. Danica told me that converting over from household to household good miles to address is really a big deal for drivers. And much like our last recruiter spotlight, she had a driver request their very vocal pet parrot be along for the ride. Check out the full interview via the link in our PDF below. For newsworthy nods, trucking companies all over the country are utilizing their own resources to ensure their drivers and support staff get vaccinated in a timely manner. Prime has a clinic in its main terminal in Springfield where vaccines are available. J.B. Hunt hosted the biggest mass vaccination in the state of Arkansas in February. The company recently hosted a second dose drive-through clinic where 2,800 people were fully vaccinated. Melton Truck Lines has an on-site clinic in Tulsa that is in the beginning stages of acquiring vaccines. Werner created a website where its associates can access information from each state about the vaccine. The company is also actively seeking opportunities to provide vaccines, whether it be on-site or just close by. U.S. Express hosted a town hall meeting with a physician to answer questions about the vaccine. For those not able to attend, newsletters and social media have been utilized. Thanks for tuning into this week's Redline Report. Check us out next week for more.